The deadline for our first assignment to submit a photograph of either a plant or an animal has come and gone. So let's check in with Contact 7-2 and take a quick peek. It was due on August 11th. Today's the 13th. So I can see we have 26 done and 3 not done. So we'll come in, we'll just take a quick glance in here. And things look fairly good. We can see the thumbnails. We can see that Kay has handed in a photograph of a building. So we'll want to just touch base with her. We could do that either in person, or we could open her assignment here and we can type in a little comment just reminding her. There we go. We can see the full view of it. Just reminding her that the instructions did say to submit either an animal or a plant. So I will go over here to Kay Floyd. And I'll open it and I'll add a private comment. And so we can either start the conversation digitally or face-to-face or both. It's never a bad thing to have a record of communication with students, illustrating that you have taken note of what the problem is, and as a teacher you've taken steps to open that conversation. Now we can see that we have 3 not done. So Douglas, Stella, and Rhonda have at this point not submitted an assignment. So we may want to follow up with that now at this point. The deadline has passed. Different schools have different policies with regards to deadlines and late. Personally, I don't take off marks for late, but I am going to follow up at this point in time and see if there was a misunderstanding or a technical issue. I may check the absence records for my school, but I do need to know now, where is that assignment? So for these ones that are done, we can click on them and we can see the full version of them. It's going to open in a separate tab. So there we have a picture of a dog laying in the sun. And so I'm going to give Deanna, she's made a comment here. She says, sorry it's late. My dog was at the vet's for a few days. Well, not too worried about it. We set our value at 10 points. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to grade these. And we've seen what they look like. And rather than go through each individual one and open them up on camera, we can see off the thumbnails. I've gone through them as a teacher. And so I'm going to give them their grades out of 10. So I'm just going to score into each one. And then I'm going to hit this return button. It's going to give me a summary. Now I could send a private comment to this particular group. I'm not going to in this case, but I could. I'm going to return those grades to the students. Again, Ruben has given us the comment that the photo was taken in his grandma's yard. We might want to click on Ruben and carry on the conversation. Good distributed learning environment should have the back and forth. And we can say something like, her lilies are lovely, Ruben. And we can post that and he'll get the comment back. So we can have the back and forth exchange with our students in the distributed learning environment, as well as having the face-to-face comments and conversations, which we should always be having with our students as well. So we're going to return these marks. Then we're going to take a look at how do we generate a class list with these marks for ourselves to perhaps print and put into our Gradebook. And we're going to take a look at our Google Drive. So while this is returning the work, I'm going to go to Google Drive and we're going to just take a quick peek into the folder called Classroom. So in Google Drive, when we created our first classroom, it created a folder called Classroom. And we've got our Contact 7-2, and I've previously exported the grades one time. So we're going to go in there and photograph an animal or a plant, and you'll see we've got copies in there of all of the work that the students have submitted. And if we put it onto a different view, we can see which student gave it to us. So we have a backup copy of everything that the students have given to us. And I can scroll through and I can see the thumbnail view that way, or I can see the larger view that way, but we can definitely see that we've got a backup copy of all the student work. So we'll come back to Classroom here, and I'm going to go into the assignment. I'm going to click on this little gear here, and I'm going to copy all grades to Google Sheets. And that is going to create for me a Gradebook showing the scores of each student that I can print off, or I can input into. It's even going to calculate automatically for me a class average here, because it's counting these as zeros. In my classroom, I wouldn't count the missed assignments as zeros per se, but it is giving me an overall class average as well. So I can take this and I have a class list that I can print and put into my binder or into wherever I'm keeping my Gradebook. So I'm going to print it at portrait, fit to width. If I do a print, it's going to come out on my printer looking just like that. Very handy for me. I think I'll keep that. So I'm going to go ahead and print that and carry on with what I'm doing.